He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Angel Reacts. Devil's Advocate, Brenay and Tim, and definitely Akira. So, y'all may be cool to come out of bag on me. Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie's just a man. Because listen, I have some questions. I did not follow this story. I would see videos on TikTok here and there. I would see y'all reenact. I would see y'all tease this lady about her breast size. I would see y'all do the absolute most. I did not get into the logistics or none of that because, to be honest, it didn't interest me. So there was nothing for me to follow. Like, I would go listen or whatever, like make my little comments here and there, because as a Capricorn, and most of the Capricorns that I know, we're logical thinkers. So it has to make sense for us. And the way that y'all was dragging her didn't make sense to me, because it take two people to cheat, right? And y'all kept saying that lady's husband. That's lady's husband. And so I was like, okay, like, it's whatever. I'm gonna leave it alone. Then it hit People magazine. It hit People magazine. And so I saw it and saw that she was being sued for alienation of affection. Now, the first time I heard of that law was Fantasia, right? Fantasia was sued for alienation of affection. Fantasia was in a relationship with the cellular guy. He had worked at a popular cellular store. And we was all looking at Tasia kind of sideways. But then on the other hand, we are taught to, we should be cool dating down, but dudes shouldn't be cool dating down. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was taught. It was like, oh, you should be cool, like help him come up type situation. You're the helpmate. Help him come up. So he's working at T-Mobile. That don't necessarily mean he wasn't making no money, right? So, and then that don't mean he wasn't a good dude. But we didn't know anything about the situation. Tasia and I had a baby and everything. We heard the wife was upset and she was suing Tasia. She was suing Tasia for a good bit amount. Hold on. I was trying to see how much she had sued her for, but there's no specific amount per Google. But Fantasia offered her a settlement of $100,000 and she turned it down and then went on to court. My thing was, you sued that lady knowing your marriage was separated. Like, y'all were already separated when he started hanging out with Tasia, doing whatever with Tasia. You was looking for a come up. So when I saw the article on People on Facebook, I was like, and I went to go read the law specifically for North Carolina, because that's where the court hearings are being held. So I went to go read specifically for North Carolina. According to that law, what they look for is the state of the marriage prior to. Was the marriage happy before the person came in? Was the intent malicious? And then it was something else. Like, there was certain factors, but the thing that stood out to me was the marriage happy prior to, right? So I had heard around that he had cheated before Brenay. I heard he had cheated before Brenay. So I put in the comments, I said, well, if he has a history of cheating, the marriage wasn't solid. She could win, because the law looks into the marriage prior to her coming in. Baby, when I tell you, it came to the Akira Brigade, the Brigade, baby, the Brigade came for me. Here they come. Oh, the marriage was solid. Y'all told me that the marriage was solid. Y'all told me that those people was happy. Y'all told me that those people marriage was solid and they was renewing their vows. Y'all told me that the marriage was solid. Y'all didn't tell me that he cheated multiple times. Multiple. Not one time that y'all said it was one time. The marriages, not all marriages are not perfect, which I never said that. I said the law has to check. They're supposed to check the marriage prior to. If you get some people who don't go off emotion and feeling, because that's what we do nowadays. We don't really go by law. We go by emotion and feeling. So I was like, if the law is supposed to check the state of the marriage prior to her coming in, which is how Fantasia stuff got dismissed, because that lady was separated from that man. And you still went and filed alienation of affection, and you and that man weren't even together. So that's what I said. If he has a history of cheating, he's a repeated offender, the marriage is not solid. Y'all told me that the marriage was solid. And this whole time, the house, because y'all keep bringing up the marital home. The marital home was being financially backed by Akira and her grandmama, because Tim wasn't working. He hadn't been working for a minute because he was trying to get his professional football dream career together. I know, looking at that man, you can't tell me he was training, exercising, nothing. The exercise that I know he was doing was the fork from the table to his mouth, because ain't no way. You were financing him in the marriage. You were the provider. He wasn't. Y'all told me that this marriage was solid before that girl came in there. So when Brenay supposedly was beefing with Devon, either his name is Devon or Devin, Devon, well, y'all told me when she was beefing with that lady, her and Devon was supposedly beefing, which was how she got into their household, because they was beefing. He had supposedly allegedly hit her and she needed somewhere to stay. Your intuition, Akira, kicked in and you ain't feel nothing about you, and you ain't like that. And this is your friend. And this is my other question. This your friend and you ain't know that was her ex? Baby, it's a meme going around where the dudes are posting, man, forget about her. Forget about your friend. That was a long time ago. Baby, if you was talking to my best friend, one of my best friends in kindergarten, it's a no for me. That's your friend. And you didn't know Tim was her ex? He had already cheated on you multiple times. And one of the people being her twin sister. You had reservations about her moving in, which was your intuition kicking in. But the man who wasn't paying no bills, your husband, as everybody keeps saying, that lady husband, your husband convinced you to let her move in. The one who wasn't paying no bills. So she moved in and she started walking around with no bra, with no bra. And her busts are huge. So, and I'm not even gonna front. I ain't no small size. I'm like a medium. I can't wait to get home and take my bra off. So I know she can't wait to get home and take her bra off. But she was living in your house. So not one time, and she's supposed to be your friend, you ain't tell her like, hey girl, like put a bra on, like y'all can't talk. According to the YouTube streets, you no longer have a person to confide in, because the person you usually confide in about your marriage and about your stress is now the problem. And you don't have nobody to talk to. So you start piercing yourself. So your family noticed all these piercings and asked you what's going on, and you tell them. So the grandmama whose name is on the house, who helped you get this house, because your husband, who has cheated on you multiple times, is not working, is not helping provide. Your grandmother, whose name, who helped you get this place where y'all live at, comes over to tell Brenay to get out. Y'all told me these people marriage was solid. So after the grandma come over there to tell her to get out, get up on out of here. Baby, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up on out of here. Brenay pushed the grandma. Girl, Akira, you must ain't got no hood in you or something, because baby, if you would have pushed my grandma, you would have pushed my grandma. Listen, and then you said, well, you ain't gotta go nowhere, because Tim say you ain't gotta go nowhere. The husband that don't pay no bills said you ain't gotta go nowhere. The husband that convinced you to let her move in. Nothing is ringing a bell. Nothing is ringing a bell. Nothing is ringing a bell. Then you have caught these people. After she pushed your granny, she's still there because he told you, like, chill out. She ain't going nowhere. Y'all told me these people marriage was solid. This the same husband that has cheated on her multiple times before Brenay, not paying no bills, convinced you to let Brenay move in, and then taking up for her and not you, and push the granny who made it possible for y'all to have a roof over y'all head. All three of y'all. Oh, four of y'all. Because the ex-husband, which is Devon, and that's him and Tim are cousins. And you and Devon met because Tim told Devon you was the munch, like you was eater, you was easy, and he was like, you just want a quick little release. You can hit her. But then when Tim went to go set up Devon with Brenay, you decided to keep Brenay for yourself. So that's how y'all was the first love situation, and y'all end up breaking up because Tim slept with your twin sister before he was with Akira and after he was with Akira. So the multiple women before Brenay, because y'all told me this marriage was solid. So y'all told me he had only cheated one time.
Where was your antennas?
And they was renewing their vows, and he cheated multiple times with multiple women, including Brenay twin sister, which is Karen, whatever her name is. No tea, no shade, but she included. To me, it sounds like one big poly situation, and somebody got jealous so far. And the only person at this very moment who looked like who got slighted was Devon, whatever his name is. The cousin who they thought they wasn't cousins, but they cousins, him and Tim. So I'm sitting here pondering and trying to figure out, like, girl, stand up. Where was your antennas? Because you said you walked up on them a couple of times with the door closed. The first time, you was already having an inkling and having a feeling and feeling some type of way about her. And you wanted her to go. And he was like, nah. The door closed with just him and her. The door closed again with just him and her. Girl, as a woman, we can hear the dust fall in the wrong place. And you mean to tell me you had no inkling, no clue what was going on? So when you finally get the muster, and not even then, let me back up. So you didn't have any confirmation that they were actually sleeping together. It was just, oh, they was just in the room with the door closed. And so you had like thoughts maybe, but you didn't have like confirmation. You needed solid proof. I feel that. I give you that. Even though him cheating on you multiple times, which is the reason why he pulled her on in here. Because baby, you done forgive him multiple times with the cheating, but before she moved in there, it should have been an automatic no because she was his ex. But the multiple times he had already cheated on you prior, sweets, he had already lost respect for you and felt like he could do whatever he wanted to do, and you was paying all the bills. So y'all keep saying that lady husband is the husband in the room. Did he forget he was her husband? So you went to go file your taxes. You went to go to this laptop. In court, he said it was his laptop, but come to find out, researching, y'all split the cost of the laptop, so y'all shared the laptop. And you saw videos that you didn't recognize. Open the videos, and it's videos of her shaking her butt, sending messages to him, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, y'all marriage is not working out. I can't wait to be the woman that you need," and describing his peen, which confirmed to you that they were sleeping together. Girl, you knew they were sleeping together when they was behind the closed doors. You knew something was off way before then. You had a red flag before she even moved in, and you should have followed it, especially with him not paying no bills. Because y'all told me their marriage was solid. So who paid for the renewals? Who had the money? Because if he, all right. So that's how you get confirmation. When you went to go confront your husband, he was upset that you had went through his stuff. Not that you had found out. Not that he had been caught again for the 11,000th time of cheating, but because you went through his stuff.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Now, during these proceedings, poor little Devon is oblivious. Brenay, before they make it official on the internet, she comes to her people and tell her people like, what did she say? I'm in a divorce. When I think she meant she was going through a divorce, but according, they hadn't even filed yet. They weren't even separated yet. She had already plotted and planned, but her Devon and Tim was out together, and she recorded. She recording both of them together. I was like, oh, you a bad bitch. you a bad bitch. You a bad bitch. Because if that was the man, we flip it. What we call it? A pimp. Y'all hype him up. You a bad bitch. Because my thing is, Devon, what are we doing? Because they said she was treating you like crap. What are we doing? So they say you're not combative. And I don't say that you're not combative. I think if you get to that point of anger, you will snap, and you don't want to do that. So you kind of keep your cool. Yeah, you still with Tim. But my thing is, if y'all went and, well, according to TikTok, she was treating you like crap. And why do? Because I said this in one of, I think it was like the Ed Gein review. Why is it that the woman that's treating you like crap, why do y'all go so hard for her? Why don't you leave? Like, why? They said she was treating you like crap. I don't understand. Why did you continue to be around somebody who treated you like crap? All y'all was together. She was playing in both of y'all. She was playing in both of y'all face. He was playing in y'all face too. I mean, Tim and her was playing in Devon's face, but she was playing in both of y'all face because that was like giving her a rise, like real talk. So when Brenay and Tim came out on the internet as a couple, neither one of them were divorced. Neither one of them were separated until like you came out or whatever. Word got back to Akira, and she was like, "It's whatever. I just don't want that girl around my kids. Just don't post my kids. Just don't be around my kids." The kids call her auntie. So you, auntie stepmama, girl. She don't want you. She don't want you around the kids. Well, she really didn't want you posting the kids, but they said you was posting the kids. Then when you stop putting them in the camera, you would allow like their voices to be in the background. Like you would specifically go live with their voices in the background. Like you couldn't go somewhere else and let him have his time with his kids and go be live somewhere else. My question is to Akira, the first multiple times he cheated on you, why didn't you leave? And you didn't sue those girls, you sued her. Why? Because she was your friend? Because she went public? Because a lot of y'all be like, oh no, she came in that lady house, which it is her house, because he did not help pay nothing. But he made a decision to let Brenay move in. She came in that lady house and slept with that lady husband. Did she drug him? Did she slip and fall on it? The only way that girl was able to walk through the door of your marriage is because your husband opened it. And then going through the court proceedings, you jacked yourself up because you were representing yourself. If you went and got a lawyer and sat over there quiet, you might would have had a leg to stand on because your lawyer would be able to come back. But you got, I'm pretty sure, women in the courtroom who are all acting off all emotion because most of the women are male centered. And if you ain't married, baby, you ain't ish. Know how y'all do. So the fact that you done slept with this lady husband, even though this lady husband has cheated on her multiple times already prior to you, you're the target. So if you got a lawyer, you probably would have had a leg to stand on, especially once you found out that she was sleeping with him still up until April of 2024. So where was the alienation of affection, girl? Because he was still beating that thing out, Akira.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
You weren't missing out on nothing. When do this dude have time? When do he have time? And baby, that thing must be got a cape on it and dipped in gold. Cause what? Multiple women, the twin sister, Akira and Brenay, all it's possible. And then Brenay, they calling you in a monitoring spirit because every time Akira did something, you would come and do something. And they said you got the millions of followers and she don't have a following like that. Well, she might do now, but she don't have a following like that at the time. And here you are copying everything she do. Now I've seen that in real time, like real time off the off the internet. I've seen that. I've seen a girl copy the ex of somebody else. I've seen it. And I was like, because you know how you got him. You know how you got him. You know how you got him. So you had an inkling he was still sleeping with her. Because the only way you would know to watch her or to monitor her is you had a feeling that he was still going over there. Cause you ain't worried about nobody he ain't paying attention to. You ain't worried about nobody he ain't paying attention to. You watching the ones where you know, oh, he like her. So you watch. Oh yeah. This is one big, huge poly relationship. Then they saying the sister kids could be Tim's. Especially the youngest one. They put a picture up comparing Tim to the baby. And I ain't gonna front, they do look alike. They do look alike. And it's so much mud in the water. Her baby daddy got completely off the internet and he want a blood test. And you don't want to give him one. Girl, why? And this is the twin sister of Brenay. This is Kieran. Something with a K. You don't want to give him one. Girl, why? That's your proof. That's your proof. But I never forget when my baby daddy was like, oh, he gotta get a little darker talking about my son for me to believe that's my son. What? Anytime, any place, I don't care who's around. We can go to the clinic. DNA. Let me get this test. Girl, why you don't? And then you won't let him go. You won't let the kids go to his family because you know they're going to swap the kids. So let them swap the kids. That will prove it. That, are you scared? Which will mean you will still sleeping with him? Because the only reason you would not do it is if you're scared. Baby, this is one big poly mess, and I'm the devil's advocate because I have so many questions for everybody. Even Akira was like, girl, why would you forgive him? Why would you forgive him? Y'all told me their marriage was solid, and it was only one time that man cheated, and he cheated multiple times. And even after him cheating multiple times, after him inviting Brenay in, embarrassing her on the internet, she was still sleeping with him. You was still letting him bang that thing out. Where does the accountability kick in, baby? And so you gonna get what you won. Supposedly you won 1.5 mil. You were suing for 3.5. You won 1.5. You won 1.5, and then 200K. If she appeal and get a lawyer, I don't know if you're gonna see it. And stop calling people who be like, why she not constantly going after her man? Stop calling them women side chicks. No, she need to be constantly going after her man because the only way, as I stated with this other lady, because she was like, oh, whatever he did don't matter. Well, if what he did don't matter, then she shouldn't be suing Brenay because the reason why she's suing her is because she slept with her husband. You ain't tie him down. He was beating it out in y'all house that he was not paying no bills in. Y'all told me their marriage was solid, and the whole time that man had been cheating on that girl. The whole time. Community is giving community. He was servicing the community. Then it's alleged. The whole idea, after the Akira girl got into a car accident and his mama showed up, Tim's mama showed up at the hospital. You had her in a headlock, but y'all done got cool because it's alleged so-called now that the mama was the one who told you to sue Brenay. When I tell you this is a better than Lifetime, better than Tyler Perry, better than Ryan Murphy, because they say Ryan Murphy is the white Tyler Perry. Is the Tyler Perry for white people? Are there no other men in this town? And why did you take him back so many times? Girl, you just stopped sleeping with him last year in April. You just stopped sleeping with him. So when him and Brenay came out, supposedly as a couple, you was still sleeping with him. I just have so many questions. I just have so many questions of why. What was it that made you feel like you had to water yourself down to keep this man? And why didn't you tell your friend no? Because it's like, girl, I love you, but you can't move in with me. You need to go to a shelter. Or after 3 days, Jesus rose, so you need to rise too and get up out of here. Your intuition said no. Why did you allow him, somebody who wasn't even paying no bills, to let her move in? And then how is it that you were her friend and you didn't know that was her ex? There gotta be some kind of accountability somewhere. Like sometimes I get that y'all want to be married, and I get it's my man, my man, my man, my man, and or y'all been told like a piece of a man is better than none at all. And I get like you want to be touched. I get like you want company, and I get you want all of that. But sometimes forgiveness is a sickness. You forgave that man one time. That should have been it. And there's a difference, because I remember I had a homeboy who told me, he was like, that's why you single, because you don't want to forgive people, you don't want to work through nothing. I said, there's a difference between forgiveness and playing in my face. And that dude played in your face, and you allowed it, and went back after, just to say, oh, because I'm his wife. Girl, he didn't care you was his wife. And I know sometimes, especially with us ladies, it's like, but I love him. But girl, do he love you? Now with the Brenay situation, oh, let me not forget this part. The Akira said when Brenay was living in her house, she kept finding teeth around her house. Y'all gonna learn to stop playing with them honey jars and them love spells and dippling and dabbling and all that stuff. If you have never watched Princess and the Frog, and that man said, you got what you wanted, but you lost what you had. When you play dibble and dabble in that stuff, they always come to collect one way or another. They always come to collect. Stop playing with that stuff. I'm telling you, stop playing with it. And men know the difference. Like you can tell when it's a place that you don't want to be and things are happening. Your hair is falling out. You're tired all the time. You're tired all the time. You can't get no rest. It's always this feeling of, why can't I leave? Don't ask me how I know. I know. No, I do not do spells. I don't play with it, but I've seen some stuff and I know some stuff. I'm just saying, men and women, quit playing with that. Women, your hair fall out too. I can't leave him alone. I just don't. I can't explain it. Even though he treating you like pure D crap. Same goes for men. Getting treated like pure D crap. Can't explain why you tired all the time. Hair falling out. Careful with that. Be very, very careful of forcing somebody to love you. You don't have to force anybody to love you. If they gonna love you, baby, they gonna love you. Your husband should be your protector, your provider. Not inviting somebody in and not constantly cheating on you. Constantly cheating on you because you allow it. Girl, you could have found somebody better by now. Somebody who would have loved you for real. For real, for real. If she appeal, you're not gonna get it. Here's my thing. I hope, true be told, I hope you get it. Even though, like, I don't see where you lost affection because you was still sleeping with him. I don't see where she's the cause of your marriage falling apart because he was already cheating with multiple women. Not one time. He made a mistake because when she moved in, well, She shouldn't have moved in. When you said, I don't want her to, or I don't think so, he should have agreed with you. Or once you let her move in and you felt uncomfortable when you were expressing it, well, you wasn't expressing it. You started piercing yourself when you should have been able to express to your husband, I don't feel comfortable. She need to get up out of here. When you found out the confirmation that they were sleeping together and they were cheating on you, and he was upset about you going through his stuff, not the fact that you caught him again being unfaithful to you. Girl. Here's my thing. Ladies, we have to take accountability. We have to take accountability of how a person, man or woman, because they're different relationships now, man or woman, treat us. What you accept will continue. What you focus on will grow. And you can't keep doing it like, oh my God, I love them. And it's like, do they love me? Because if they love me, they wouldn't put me in the situation that they do. That man never loved you. And he put you in this situation. You got 1.5, and I'm pretty sure if he hit you up, you probably let him come back. And then after the money's gone, because clearly Brenay was the one who bought his other place with them living together before she got this house, supposedly. So he's used to women taking care of him over a false football dream. Y'all ain't seen a scout, a recruiter, a exercise, a weight, a run, nothing. Girl, you're going to have to take some accountability. Yes, the other woman comes into play only after your husband allows her in. Which is why a lot of women are saying, why are you checking for her? Your man, your husband. Because he should have checked that at the door. The first time she rolled up on him, any kind of kiss, any kind of anything that made you feel uncomfortable, he should have been checking that at the door. That's what the women are saying. That's not that they side chicks. Oh, you one of them. Yeah, she should be one of them. She's one of them. She should be checking the dude. Because that's how she got in the house. And you was still like, right? Because like I am so baffled with the simple fact that was there alienation of affection when you was still sleeping with him? You still sleeping with him? So both of y'all was side chicks. Y'all were sister wives, girlfriend-in-laws, right? You're like you see Polly's. What's his name? Finesse 2 times. You saw where I think it was one of the girlfriends, because I think at this point in time he had like 3, and I think like the very first one was jealous of the very last one because he kind of liked the very last one a little more at this time. And then sister wives that come on TLC. These are Caucasian people. That is no longer like when I very first started watching them. He had already had 3. He had already had 3 wives, and he was inviting in a 4th one. And now, but he only got 1 because the first 3 wives are gone. It's gone. To me, this seems like one big poly situation that went wrong from the Akira, Brenay, Tim situation. I think like Devon was the only one like on the outs a little bit, even though I still don't understand why you was hanging with them once y'all had decided that y'all was gonna go y'all separate ways, why you was going out to eat with him and Tim. I mean with her and Tim. I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. Cause if we going our separate ways, baby, I need to move around. But there was like Devon and Tim moved her stuff in their house. Anyway, like My point is, devil's advocate ladies, take accountability and notice, just because you have a husband or a boyfriend and a female is intertwining into your stuff, take accountability of what you're allowing. Of what you're allowing. Your forgiveness, let that man, made that man think he can do whatever. Play in your face. And then you went right back. Child, hey, this right here. And then there's still more stuff to play out, because when Tim trials start, because Devon is suing Tim. And y'all said y'all was cousins only because the granddaddy or y'all granddaddies was cool, but then found out that y'all really are cousins. How are y'all really cousins? Is that a secret too? It's just so much to this. My biggest thing is, again, ladies, I want y'all to take accountability of how you allow somebody to treat you, your partner. How you allow your partner to treat you, what you accept. There's a difference between, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm forgiving you for a mistake and you constantly playing in my face. Man or woman. Vice versa. Because I don't understand why Devon was still hanging out with Brenay when they was like, Brenay was treating him like crap. Why were you still there? Akira, he cheated on you multiple times. Why did you forgive him and want to renew your vows? Because he said, once we renew our vows, like, I'm going to do better. Girl. Kieran, Brenay twin sister, you not going to take the blood test? Because your baby daddy done got out the internet and not really talking to you, and then you withholding the kids from the baby daddy because you don't want the family to swab him. Yeah. If anything, if y'all don't take anything from this situation, number one, please stop thinking that being married is automatically safe. No, there's no perfect marriage. Marriage can be a good thing. It depends on who you marry, right? And if it does not work out, when that person walks out the door, you do not walk out with them. That does not mean your value depreciates and depletes, and I am no longer a good woman because that person did not see the value in you anymore. And here's to say, it could be a mutual thing. Supposedly as Devon and Brenay, well, y'all go y'all separate ways. That's okay too. There's nothing wrong with starting over. Sometimes things just don't work out. But my point is, in the beginning, when he kept cheating on you, girl, and y'all keep saying that lady husband, did he know he was the husband? Like, I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I see y'all whenever I see y'all. I just had to come on here because people was beating me down because I literally said, well, they supposed to check the marriage prior to this man was cheating, and y'all said it was solid and it wasn't. And then she was still sleeping with him after he had done did all of that in their house. Baby, wait, let me explain. Bye, y'all.